The hero smirked, and the stick immediately lit up. This is the most vengeful hero I've ever seen. It's because he was mistreated by the princess in his past life. That's why after being reincarnated, he broke off 10 fingers of the princess one by one. He even branded her with a burning iron rod. Finally, he made the princess taste her own future. He is the strongest hero in the world of animation. He was titled the Staff. Before becoming a hero, he was just an ordinary person in a poor village. He was orphaned from birth. He was raised by his adoptive sister Anna. He awakened the power of the hero at the age of 18. With his healing abilities, he was titled the Hero of Recovery by the king. The hero staff thought he could reach the peak of life by becoming a hero. Little did he know, his healing abilities came with a different kind of pain. It not only required a lot of physical energy, but also resulted in enduring corresponding pain. The kind of pain that goes straight to the core. The daily repeating pain made Sticker Brave choose to run away. But every time he was caught and forced to take medicine by Princess Freya, just to tame Sticker Brave, to make him obedient and wholeheartedly treat the output type Brave. Since then, Sticker Brave was treated like a dog by the princess. Used by the Sword Brave as a punching bag to vent. Used by the Cannon Brave as material to repair the small cannon. Sticker Brave was tortured like this for 2.5 years. Until when dealing with the Demon Lord, other Brave heroes were beaten badly, so they planned to use Sticker Brave to heal them, then start the second round of battles. But at this point, Sticker Brave was no longer the puppet that could be manipulated, because he had been force-fed poison for a long time. 2 years ago, Sticker Brave developed resistance to drugs. Pretending to be crazy and stupid all along was just to wait for this moment. The clear-minded Stick Hero abandoned his fleeing teammates. He chose to challenge the Demon King alone. Having treated many severely wounded soldiers in the past days, Stick Hero has honed his skills during their battles. He has developed excellent combat skills, and possesses skills to strengthen his body and swiftly defeat enemies. Along the way, he both supports himself and deals damage. He defeated all the minions and successfully reached the Demon King. As he touched the Demon King, he easily defeated him with a weakening skill. After the Demon King's death, the air condensed into his core, the Philosopher's Stone. The core's energy is immense. It can even reverse time. However, at this moment, the princess arrived behind the Stick Hero and asked him to hand it over. She would definitely receive the king's reward. However, the princess did not know. Stick Hero had long known that their country, to conquer the world by slaughtering everywhere using the Philosopher's Stone's power. Therefore, Kung Yang aims to heal this sick country. Choose to restart this world. Goodbye. If I can see you again after restarting life, this time it's my turn to take away everything from you. Stop, you foolish dog. Kung Yang, after rebirth, initially had no memories from the previous life. It was only the day before awakening the power of the hero, guided by his past self, to acquire the skill of seeing through everything, the Eye of Appraisal. At that moment, Kung Yang quickly regained his memories, stepping ahead of everyone. Then, in order to avoid being controlled by the princess with drugs like in the previous life, he started eating various poisonous plants and addictive drugs in advance, forcing himself to develop drug resistance in advance. When Fulia arrived at the village to pick up Kung Yang to the capital, she was introducing Gong Yang, the newly emerged hero, to everyone in the capital, to make him gain the people's cheers and affection. Gong Yang, who retained memories from his previous life, was well aware. All the people in the capital were filthy. They became wealthy by slaughtering the indigenous demi-humans here. Then they took away their lands. Finally, they turned the demi-humans into slaves for the nobles. The person leading the village slaughter was the current king. Gong Yang used his identification eye to see the terrifying abilities of the king, knowing that when the revenge plan unfolds, the king must not be present. Next, the king assigned the first task to Gong Yang, to use his hero's power to heal the swordsman with a broken arm. For this reason, Gong Yang had to battle a large number of maids every night to gain experience. This leveling method would be explosive in any other anime series. After some time, the swordsman woke up from his coma. Stick Brave meets Sword Saint in the garden, for the success of his plan, risking significant side effects to use skills. In an instant, various battle experiences of Sword Saint vaguely appeared in Stick Brave's mind. I didn't expect that such a lovely girl would have gone through so many cruel battles. Watching his hand grow back again, Sword Saint was completely stunned, while Stick Brave foams at the mouth and faints. Sword Saint initially wanted to go and care for Stick Brave's body, but was stopped by the princess subordinates. Sword Saint could only say to the unconscious Stick Brave, "As long as you need to use me in the future, I will definitely do my best." However, the princess looked at Stick Brave, who faints just after using a skill, suddenly revealed the original nature. Said Stick Brave faints after treatment. What use is there for such a waste? Still making subordinates tame with drugs. We must train Stick Warrior to become a tool that can be used on the battlefield. This also made the pretending to be unconscious Stick Warrior here. Finally, he can cast aside all hesitations. Start the revenge plan. Knowing that the tea served by the princess orders is spiked, being drugged with an aphrodisiac. But he still drank it without hesitation, because he knew after being reborn, only this way could he make the princess let down her guard. At the same time, he could accumulate battle experience to take revenge on the princess. When Stick Warrior woke up again, he found himself already locked up in the underground dungeon of the palace. The knight, in order to make Stick Warrior more obedient, beat him mercilessly 28 times. Stick Warrior made sure he remembered. These 28 strikes would definitely make him repay all of them. Afterwards, Stick Warrior, based on memories from a past life, pretended to refuse, but actually willingly drank the potion that could control his mind. In a state of unconsciousness, he lived each day like a zombie. In the morning, he uses healing skills to treat injured soldiers, enduring excruciating pain. In the evening, he is sent by the princess to practice combat skills with various people. Even male soldiers couldn't resist challenging him. They couldn't resist challenging him to a big battle of 300 rounds. Every now and then, Freya also personally comes over to feed medicine to Stick Warrior, watching Stick Warrior beg for medicine as if addicted. The princess first makes Stick Warrior learn how to bark like a dog, then seeing his annoying expression, kicking Stick Warrior hard. However, Stick Warrior's state didn't last as long as it did in the previous life, because in the wild, he often consumed addictive wild drugs. In this life, Stick Warrior only took 6 months to develop a resistance to drugs. Also, while helping an alchemist with treatment, learned his alchemy through the skill of mimicry. Afterwards, during one of Fiora's beatings on Stickman looked at the shattered glass pieces swaying on the ground, successfully awakened his senses. My name is Kaiar. I found myself looking at the woman in front of him who took everything from her, swearing to let his scent touch her whole body, even penetrating into every organ. Few days later, Stickman took the opportunity when the king left the castle. Knowing that the time for revenge has finally come, Stickman used alchemy to unlock the shackles on his body, breaking the large lock of the prison cell, boldly killed all the soldiers and escaped. Fiora anxiously stomped around, ordered people to search for Stickman's whereabouts everywhere, afraid that he might cause some trouble. However, not long after, the knight came before Freya with Stick, who was bound, to report back to her. The princess greatly admired the knight's efficient way of doing things, and invited him into her room for a moment. However, Freya had not expected. As soon as the knight entered the room, immediately, he drew his sword at lightning speed and killed her guard. Freya had just attempted to launch a defensive spell. The knight immediately transformed her and pinned her against the wall. By draining Freya's magic, she was rendered unable to resist. Freya did not understand what the knight meant. The knight had no choice but to dispel the magic and reveal Stick's true appearance. And he informed Freya that he was indeed a knight. Stick, who had just been caught and brought back, had now become a scapegoat. This was also in retaliation for the 28 hits he received from her. But then, Stick was reminded of how Freya had abused him for a full 6 months. Every night she has to learn to bark like a dog and get kicked by Kun Kun. She also has to be used as a training object for various male knights in battle. So now, she needs to experience the torture of hell. Freya, who was unable to resist, desperately begged Stick Brave to let her go. Whatever amount of money you want. But Stick Brave doesn't buy it at all. He immediately broke one of Freya's fingers, and told Freya, if she could endure without making a sound before Stick Brave broke 10 fingers, he would let her go without blame. Freya saw that she had no power to fight back. She had no choice but to agree to Stick Brave's terms. What was unexpected was, Stick Brave, each time he broke one of Freya's fingers, she endured without a word, enduring it with tears and crying quietly, until the final finger. Freya thought she had finally escaped this ordeal. Gunyong used the technique of reply to restore her fingers to their original state, saying Fulia needs to experience it again. Fulia instantly breaks down upon hearing it, yelling at Gunyong that he's a scoundrel. But Gunyong simply ignores it, directly breaking the newly recovered fingers. Only this time, a brand new pain. Fulia can't bear it anymore, howling in pain towards the sky. Gunyong smugly expresses his victory. The price of punishment after Fulia loses. To have her legs crippled and unable to move by Gunyong using degradation, Fulia can only crawl away from Gunyong. Gunyong immediately takes out an iron rod, placing it in the fireplace to burn red hot. Then, saying a famous line to Fulia, letting her choose between the burning rod and Gunyong. Looking at the burning rod that would disfigure herself, Fulia chose without hesitation to be beaten by Stick Brave. The details are too bloody to explain to everyone. Finally, Stick Brave brought the half-ruined Fulia to the mirror. Not only did it erase Fulia's memory, but it also changed her appearance. After that, Stick Brave then randomly found someone to put on Fulia's face, and pinned the blame of killing the princess on the knight. The next day, Stick Brave also changed his appearance. Seek revenge on Gun Brave and Cannon Brave who have tormented him as well. And the once arrogant Princess Fulia was also transformed by Stick Brave into her current appearance, and renamed as Freya. They embarked on a shameless revenge journey together. Stick Brave frequently had nightmares after fleeing the capital, often haunted by nightmares of the previous life. 3 companions of bravery. No one treated Gunyong as a human, so every time Gunyong dreamed of them, he would be woken up. Watching Princess Fu Leia, who had already been successfully conquered beside him, Gunyong took her to vent his anger. Gunyong later sought better revenge against Sword Yang and Cannon Yang, formulated a more detailed revenge plan. Gunyong and Fu Leia came to a lawless town, accidentally discovered that the water source of this town had been poisoned. Gunyong came up with a clever plan, found a good way to get rich. He first drank the poisoned water source, then used healing methods to treat himself, made his body produce antibodies, then purified the necessary antibodies from the blood, made bottles of medicine to sell, to prevent being sought after by people from the palace after becoming famous. Gunyong casually found a merchant to cooperate with. Therefore, he made his first fortune. But now Stick Brave knows that he wants to avenge Sword Brave and Cannon Brave. It is urgent to enhance fighting power. After having the money, Stick Brave and Freya set off to the slave market right away. They plan to buy combat slaves to protect themselves. In the lower levels of the slave market, various types of combat slaves are hidden. Stick Brave uses the appraisal eye to peek at their stats. He discovers they are all ordinary with no utility value, until he finds a young ice wolf hidden in the depths. Even though the slave owner says to the Braves, this ice wolf girl is quite formidable. It's impossible for her to level up and become stronger. But Stick Brave notices that despite being poisoned and unable to move, she can endure pain that even adults can't bear. Plus, she has limitless potential. She will definitely be a great weapon in the future. The girl viciously launched an attack on Stick Brave. The slave owner used a necklace to control her actions. But Stick Brave noticed from the girl's deep blue eyes, her heart was burning with a hellish fire of revenge. Seeing a girl who had a similar experience as herself, Stick Brave knew she was irreplaceable. Besides, Stick Brave also had the ability to help her level up and increase her strength. Stick Brave then took the girl back to the inn. He used his healing ability to treat the poison in her body. At the same time, the girl's injured experience also came to Stick Brave's mind. The girl was originally a warrior of the Ice Wolf clan, yet she could not become stronger no matter what. One night, humans planned to invade the Ice Wolf clan. The girl decided to intervene. However, being a weak fighter, she was easily subdued by a blow from the humans. Other companions were also easily defeated by humans. The girl, with her beautiful appearance, was thus sold to humans as a slave. However, her companions, in order to save their own lives, revealed the village's location to humans. Combining this with what the slave boss had said earlier, that there would be a large supply of goods similar to Ice Wolf girls, Stick Brave knew that humans were about to attack the Ice Wolf tribe. They would then capture all tribe members as slaves. Further, based on the memories gleaned from the Knight Commander earlier, the mercenaries poised to attack the Ice Wolf tribe were disguised as the national army. Stick Brave saw that the girl, like him, sought revenge against the despicable nation. He then thought about how if it was the nation's princess who personally killed her former subordinates, the joy of revenge would be immediate. Following this, Stick Brave fed the girl medicine every day. Finally, during one of the medication doses, the girl woke up and gave Styx a slap. Fortunately, Freya explained the benefits of taking the medicine to the girl at this time. The girl then realized that she had misunderstood Styx. The girl told Styx that her name is Shayna. She then lowered her head sadly after revealing her warrior identity. Styx understood her hidden troubles. Thus, Freya decided to help her. But before Styx could say anything, Shayna launched an attack on Styx instead. However, Shayna's strength was insignificant against Styx. She was easily subdued by him. Styx knew that the girl wanted to go back to protect her people, but he insulted Shayna for being so weak that she couldn't even defeat herself. How to protect her companions? Shayna instantly recognized the truth from what Styx said. However, Styx had a way to make Shayna stronger, and asked Shayna if she was willing to seize her future. Shayna, in order to break through her own limits, to be able to protect her tribe, fearlessly said to Kang Yang, Shayna wants to seize the future, and then even drank in the future. In an instant Shayna's strength skyrocketed. Then she planned to return to the village for revenge on the humans. Discovered the despicable mercenaries holding the Ice Wolf tribe's girls hostage, when they were chained up like slaves. The girls cried out in pain as they were whipped. Shayna couldn't help but want to intervene. However, Kang Yang stopped her in time, and wanted to make Shayna believe he already had a comprehensive revenge plan. Soon, the Ice Wolf tribe's warriors couldn't resist joining the fight against humans. However, humans' magic was too powerful. The Ice Wolf clan soldiers were being pushed back in defeats. Bagwang knew it was time to take action. He put on a mask to disguise himself as the sword hero, and claimed to have come to eliminate ruthless mercenaries in order to save innocent Aya people. A bright red rose bloomed in the air. Bagwang used the Sword Saint's ultimate move. In an instant, he killed a large number of soldiers. The soldiers who couldn't beat him launched long-range magic attacks at Bagwang. However, Freya, the hero of magic, was remotely controlled by Bagwang. A huge flaming meteor fell from the sky. In the moment of impact, many soldiers were burnt to ashes. Bagwang witnessed the princess cruelly killing his former subordinates. He revealed a twisted smile of achieving his goal. Finally, it was Sakina who wrapped up the battlefield, only to see her after learning of Bagwang's future. Once upon a time, resisting humans felt difficult. Now, she can take on 10 enemies alone. And that is Stick Bravery's plan. It allows Snap to not only complete the revenge on human soldiers, but also become a hero to her people. However, Stick Bravery also discovered something. The memory wiped Freya no longer has her previous ugliness and cruelty, which inevitably made Stick Bravery doubt whether her birth surroundings truly shaped the previous Freya. If the filthy country continues to exist, will more cruel people like Freya continue to appear? With Snap's excited shout for revenge successful, Stick Bravery's revenge also took a new direction. She not only seeks revenge on those who tortured her, but also wants to destroy this shitty country. After the war ends, Snap tells Stick Bravery her real name. It's just because the Ya people have a rule, that if anyone finds out her true name, then that Ya person will forever be that person's slave. Therefore Sean now has wholeheartedly devoted himself to Ganyang. Before embarking on the path of revenge together, they need to catch hold of the future. Just how much does Ganyang love his wives? Faced with the merchant's threat to his wives' safety, the originally priceless medicine formula was sold to the merchant for only 500 gold coins. Not only that, if anyone dares to harass his wives on the road, he will only be met with ruthless killing. After leaving the tavern, Freya blames herself for being too weak, which led Ganyang to sell the potion formula at such a low price. However, Ganyang never engages in unprofitable business deals, because he knows ever since he saved the Ice Wolf clan, helped to detoxify the village's water source with Shayna, so soon the town will be free from the epidemic, and those medicines will be useless. Moreover, only Ganyang, as a warrior, knows how to prepare this antidote, has the method to prepare it. This way, the merchants will definitely suffer losses. Suddenly the Sword Saint launches an attack on Ganyang from an unknown location. Because she found out Ganyang was using their family's swordsmanship, she also figured out that Ganyang was the one who killed the soldiers in the Ice Wolf incident. Shayna took off her coat. She told the Sword Saint that Ganyang is the benefactor who protected the village. Those national soldiers are the criminals. But the Sword Saint believes Ganyang brainwashed 2 innocent girls, forcing them to lie. The Sword Saint decided to deal with Ganyang completely here, to help the girls break free from his control and avenge the kingdom's soldiers. Fiora was about to cast a spell on Master Yi. Master Yi instantly appeared in front of her and knocked Fiora unconscious with the hilt of his sword. Garen witnessed Fiora being hurt like a toy. He displayed an embarrassed expression, vowing to make Master Yi pay. Garen assumed a bizarre stance. He used his Analyze Eye to check Master Yi's stats. He realized she was as strong as a monster. Yet, he confidently let Shayna watch from the sidelines. He activated the optimization to enhance his physical abilities. He decisively launched an attack towards Master Yi. The two of them, possessing similar swordsmanship, engaged in an extremely fast sword fight. Garen truly admired Master Yi from the bottom of his heart. Being a woman yet possessing such exceptional sword skills, instantly wanting to make her his wife. Then, Master Yi stabbed Garen with a single strike. However, the sword blade corroded upon piercing the body. Despite this, the Sword Saint relied on his superior combat skills. With one palm, he sent Stick Warrior flying to the wall. Stick Warrior emerged from the smoke, while using healing magic to treat himself. The Sword Saint, observing the superior swordsmanship, strengthened his body. Using a corrosive sword, he could also self-heal. The Sword Saint was full of doubts about the man in front of him. Stick Warrior asked Sword Saint to spare him in exchange for information. However, the Sword Saint believed that a character this dangerous appearing in the country must not be allowed to leave. Thus, the Sword Saint launched a second round of attacks against Stick Warrior. However, this time Stick Warrior had no intention of a fair duel. He threw a pink potion bottle at the Sword Saint, splashing the potion onto the Sword Saint. The Sword Saint initially thought it was a minor trick from Stick Warrior, but after a few rounds of battle, suddenly, he couldn't even stand steadily. He was blushing even more. He had a strange look on his face. He couldn't muster any strength in his body. Heat kept radiating from his body. Stig grinned wickedly, prompting her to continue. The Sword Saint tried to sober herself up. She forced herself to sober up using Daseji's method. Stig felt that things were getting interesting now. So, the two engaged in their final showdown. The Sword Saint activated her ultimate move using the breathing technique. She immediately severed Stig's right hand. However, Stig laughed in a perverse manner. He told the Sword Saint he knew it would happen all along. Then, he used regeneration to grow his right hand back. In a moment of closing the distance, he used optimization on the Sword Saint. He implanted memories of the kingdom slaughtering and defiling the demi-humans into the Sword Saint's mind. The soldiers' merciless killings combined with their inhumane treatment of the demi-humans. The once loyal Sword Saint, who had unwavering loyalty to the kingdom, saw these scenes. Instantly couldn't believe it and collapsed in a faint. Gangyang then carried the unconscious Sword Saint back to the inn, healed the Sword Saint awake with a healing spell. The awakened Sword Saint still couldn't accept the kingdom had done such dark deeds, but Gangyang recounted all the kingdom's misdeeds to her in detail, even allowed her to return and investigate on her own. Finally, in order to gain the Sword Saint's trust, Gangyang removed his disguise, revealing the face of the former hero of healing. However, the Sword Saint, although looking at the person who had helped her regain her right hand, also knew he was the unforgivable murderer of Princess Freya, an unforgivable criminal. The Sword Saint's heart was now in great turmoil, but Gangyang revealed that he did not kill Freya, and persuaded the amnesiac Freya to cooperate with him, turning back into Freya and staging a play with the Sword Saint. Freya tells the Sword Saint that she is also a victim of the kingdom. Fortunately, received help from Sir Stickbold, only now successfully escaped from the palace. The Sword Saint sees all the evidence in front of him, starting to doubt if his loyalty to the kingdom is right, and also questioning if it is really good to treat the benefactor this way. So the Sword Saint decides to repay Sir Stickbold. Bashfully leans in to kiss Sir Stickbold. But in fact, this is just a little trick Sir Stickbold used to make the Sword Saint obedient. Sir Stickbold cried. Sir Stickbold really cried. Anna, who once raised Sir Stickbold by hand, bullied by the kingdom's knight captain with her own face. After Sir Stickbold finds out, launches a revenge with immense anger in his heart. Make the knight commander experience fear, despair and humiliation. Turn her into a woman. Call a group of big guys. Let him also experience Anna's pain. After the hero made a scene in the palace, the mighty king returned to see the knight commander with a thug's face. At a glance, he saw that it was just a thug's face-changing trick, and the king even wanted to avenge Princess Freya, specially appointed the knight to capture the thug and bring him back. So the knight ordered to catch innocent villagers of the thug's village, walk the streets in the town where the thug appears, threaten the thug to come out and confess. The thug saw this scene and worried about the situation in his hometown. Make the Sword Saint go undercover to gather information. The Sword Saint readily agreed to the thug, so Stixi then harshly rewarded her. It's all up to you. However, whenever the knight looks in the mirror, he sees the disgusting face of the traitor, so he picked up Stix's artifact burning stick, burning his own face like a ruthless person. Later, the Sword Saint also inquired about the news from within the army. The country used the pretext that Stixi was a cultist, attacked the village under the guise of eradicating cultist strongholds, also capturing innocent villagers for punishment. Stixi was very angry after hearing this, so he decided to personally meet the knight commander. He disguised himself as a soldier who had escaped before, and gained his memories, captured the most trusted comrade among the marching soldiers, making him think of ways to help himself return to the army, and deliver this letter with the news of the treacherous deed to the knight commander. The soldier had no doubt about Gundy, just about to leave and hand over the letter, but Gundy asked a few more questions. Who are the people they caught? The soldier then mentioned Gundy's sister, and revealed the incident where she was humiliated by the knight in front of the whole village. At that moment, Gundy was shocked like thunder on a sunny day, but in order not to get caught, Gundy continued to speak words of agreement to the soldier. Until the evening, the knight was deceived by Gundy's false information and came to see him. The knight eagerly demanded Gundy to reveal the criminal's location. The person you seek is right here. The knight commander is immediately shocked and takes a few steps back. Then he falls to the ground in pain, clutching his chest. The stick warrior had already lit incense sticks that would paralyze them before they arrived. All the soldiers faint at this moment. The stick warrior also officially begins his revenge against the knight commander. He optimizes his attacks against the knight commander. Meanwhile, the king's soldiers are mass slaughtering the innocent memories of the stick warrior's village. This also emerges before him. The knight commander pulls Anna from the crowd to an empty space. Then he punishes her in front of everyone. The stick warrior is stunned instantly after watching. This woman is the stick warrior's last conscience. Because of her, Stick Brave didn't give up on humanity. Anna always trusts Stick Brave unconditionally, without seeking any reward. She was the person Stick Brave cherished the most, but now she ended up like this. Gritting his teeth, he stared at the knight commander. A new revenge idea formed in his mind. Then Stick Brave transformed the knight commander into a woman, to make him receive the same punishment as Anna. The knight commander perked up when he heard Anna's name. He even detailed the scene of the crime to Stick Brave. The knight commander mocked Stick Brave, questioning how it feels to be unable to protect the one you love. Completely unaware of the group of men waiting for him above, the men violently beat the knight commander amidst wild shouts. In pain, the knight commander questioned if Stick Brave had no conscience. However, Stick Brave's conscience. Long ago, with his dear sister Anna being bullied, he was no longer the same. After taking revenge, the fierce warrior rushed to find Anna. However, Anna was seriously injured by then. She looked at the real warrior approaching. She gave a final smile and then collapsed. At this moment, the warrior who healed others was unable to revive Anna despite trying every healing skill. He could not save Anna. The warrior returned to the inn disheartened. Some old wives came to comfort him immediately, so the warrior vented all his anger and unhappiness onto them. However, all of this was planned by someone behind the scenes, who were none other than Flora's twin sisters, Norin. They planned to publicly execute the remaining villagers in the arena in 5 days, in order to lure the warrior out. Gong Yang learned this news from Sword Saint. So even though he knew the arena was extremely dangerous, with various traps to trap people, there were also 2 barriers set up, which could drain magical and physical energy completely. But knowing how perilous it was, Gong Yang was determined to rescue the villagers. On a deeper level, Gong Yang's goal was to correct the country. If no one stood up, more places would become like his hometown and the momentary Ice Wolf clan village. Gong Yang felt that as long as he could stop the kingdom's tyranny, it would be worth risking his life. After hearing Gong Yang's great aspirations, Sword Saint admired and loved him even more. Later, Sword Saint also agreed to help Gong Yang, and informed Gong Yang about the news of Flora's twin sister, Nua Loom, coming back. He told him. However, at that moment, the usually calm Stick Bravery showed a rare look of horror. Even Floral, who clearly had no memory, couldn't help but shiver. However, the Sword Saint naively believed Norin to be a lively, cute, kind-hearted princess. She must also want to liberate this misguided country. Only Stick Bravery knows. She is a cold-blooded demon who kills without hesitation. This is a female psychopath who even terrifies Stick Bravery. With her super high intelligence, she is a cold-blooded demon. At the same time, in the previous life, she discovered Stick Bravery pretending to be a dog. But the female psychopath didn't do anything out of line to Stick Bravery back then. So in this life, Stick Bravery didn't originally see her as a target for revenge. Only in this lifetime. The female psychopath, however, to deal with Stick Bravery, ordered someone to bully Stick Bravery's sister. The entire village where Striker Brave lives is uprooted. Now she has to use the remaining 40 villagers as hostages to force Striker Brave out. Striker Brave knew it was a trap, but still stepped forward to save them. The citizens watching the show saw Striker Brave who killed the princess. They shouted loudly that he should be killed. Even the villagers who did not know the truth thought that Striker Brave harmed them. Uncle Soldier asked Striker Brave to surrender obediently. Don't force them to kill the villagers. But Striker Brave used his discerning eye to check the guards' stats. He found that each one was like a weak chicken. He asked them if they looked down on themselves. Striker Brave effortlessly killed the approaching soldiers. The soldiers, however, stabbed the villagers one by one. Striker Brave killed the executed soldier before the 5th villager was killed. Uncle Soldier blamed Striker Brave for the deaths of the 4 villagers. The stickman is speechless to the extreme. Clearly, it was the kingdom's soldiers who killed 4 villagers. He saved one of them himself, and he shifted the blame for these shameless crimes onto others. This group of people is simply shameless to the extreme. Then the stickman continued, saying, "Clearly they wanted me to watch as each beloved villager was killed. It was actually he who was the most heartbroken." The stickman covered his face, looking up at the sky at a 45-degree angle, trying his best to hold back the tears. As the audience in the stands witnessed this scene, their expressions changed from disgust to sympathy. The stickman continued speaking, mentioning avenging the dead villagers. While continuing to move forward, the soldiers continued to massacre the villagers. The stickman's reasons for avenging and killing the soldiers became more justified. As they watched, the stickman was already unable to stop. The Knight Commander activated a magical barrier intended to trap the stickman. However, the Knight Commander and the soldiers all fell down. Because Gong Yang knew long ago that triggering the barrier could absorb the magic and physical strength of people inside the barrier. Only by wearing special gems can one be immune to the effects of the barrier. Gong Yang had her wives modify the calculation rules of this barrier. It only works on people who are wearing special gems. In an instant, a rain of soldiers' blood fell from the sky. Gong Yang, successful in her plan, laughed at the sky. A cruel scene, making many nobles feel disgusted and want to vomit. The captain immediately noticed and ordered the soldiers to throw away their jewelry. The captain continued to threaten Gong Yang with the lives of all the villagers. However, Gong Yang completely ignored his nonsense. She told the soldiers that anyone who dared to turn around would immediately be torn apart by 5 horses. The soldiers were so scared that they didn't dare to move, all because Gong Yang's words were too convincing. However, the villagers who were not attacked were inexplicably spitting blood. Guan Yang, with his identifying eye, only realized after watching. It turned out that these villagers had been poisoned long before their execution. They had already been poisoned with a deadly toxin. This was also a trick by the twisted woman Norin. The sergeant looked at them in surprise. Guan Yang, however, lowered his head in disappointment and spoke. "Is that so? You never intended to spare anyone from the beginning. Then I don't need to worry. There is nothing to hesitate about, you all will die." The sergeant begged for mercy, saying he knew nothing. The nobles suddenly thought Guan Yang was a cultist again, the deserving people of death. Suddenly, a bright light from the sky and the mountains. Princess Fulia's projection appeared in front of the citizens. Using a magic crystal, Farail projected herself into the center of the arena. In order to inform the entire nation, she listed various crimes of the kingdom. Invading the villages of the demi-humans, turning demi-humans into slaves, intentionally starting a war with the demon race for profit, totally disregarding the lives of ordinary people. If any town tries to stop these actions of the kingdom, the entire village will be slandered as cultists. The whole region will be annihilated. Princess Floria spoke to everyone as a princess. She was targeted for assassination for knowing the kingdom's secrets. Fortunately, with the help of the Stick Brave, she faked her death. Only then was she able to successfully escape the capital. The captain of the guards informed the people that she was a fake princess. The people also raised reasonable doubts. However, Floria's actions next completely dispelled their doubts. She sang a song that only a princess would know to everyone, releasing magic that only a courageous wizard possesses. At this moment, the citizens instantly believe she is the true princess. Freya also tells everyone the story of saving Sticker Brave, because of her own stubbornness, which led to the current tragedy. Therefore, in order to repay Stick Brave, Freya decided not to escape anymore, to face the dark side of the kingdom and start a battle. Freya wants the citizens to stand up and overthrow the kingdom like her. Such righteous and stern words made all the citizens cheer. The goal of Stick Brave has been achieved. A white light flashed by. Stick Brave decisively left the scene. Awaits the soldiers are all the generous and passionate civilians. They received the Princess Freya's summons. Now all voluntarily rebel against the kingdom. Regular civilians executed the scattered soldiers. Gun Yang and the wives then went to the backstage meeting, just thinking about making the villagers take poison in advance, making oneself believe that there is hope to save the villagers, then killing the villagers by poisoning them, pushing oneself towards the abyss. Gun Yang thought that only the second Princess Nurin could be so vicious. Only the second Princess Nurin could do so. Later, Gun Yang learned from the Sword Saint's mouth. Nurin is about to go on an expedition to attack the demon tribe. Gun Yang, with a revenge purpose in mind, also felt it necessary to meet this vicious woman. This woman is only good at stirring up trouble among fans. Clearly the most powerful hero of the Imperial swordsmanship. But behind the scenes, he is a beast who only bullies female fans. The girls are hindered by the special status of the mean hero. Helpless, they can only choose to swallow their anger. Gun Yang also happened to use this point, choosing to help the girls uphold justice at the same time. It can also complete his revenge on Jian Yang. Before this, the group of Gong Yang arrived at the town where humans and demons coexist. They met the girl who became the Demon King 5 years later in the tavern. The girl was actually a wanted demon criminal before becoming the Demon King. She had always been a wanted criminal of the demon race. only because their Black Wing tribe is a very powerful race. The current Demon King is worried that they will threaten his position. Therefore, he ordered the slaughter of villages in the pursuit of all tribe members. Suddenly, a powerful magic attack hit the tavern. Freya and Shayna had to use all their strength to stop it. However, the Demon King girl easily blocked it with just one hand. But the girl was betrayed by a traitor and hit with a poisoned arrow in the knee. Exhausted, she fell to the ground. Afterwards, a large number of demon soldiers came to chase and kill the girl. Now, what awaits the girl is either captured by soldiers, or sees the future of the Stick Hero. Stick Hero urged her to make a decision quickly. Save me. Stick Hero received a response. Easily killed the soldiers who came to pursue and escaped with their wives. The girl did not understand why Stick Hero saved her. Stick Hero then told the girl memories from his past life, and promised to help her ascend the Demon Lord's throne faster. Help the tribe seek revenge. Just because in this lifetime, Stick Hero wants to be with the girl, to establish a world where humans and demons coexist. Then the world will no longer have disputes. And so, Stick Hero made a stern and righteous speech, completely conquered the future Demon Lord. Stick Hero thus gained another wife. The next day, Stick Hero saw Princess Norin's expeditionary force. Among them was Sword Hero, the revenge target Stick Hero had been thinking about. Sword Hero may be a bit cheap, but his handsome face indeed attracts countless fangirls. Therefore, he often uses this face to toy with ignorant young girls. Brother Fan feels inferior after seeing it. Stick Hero found out about this. Originally wanted to use Freya to seduce the cheap hero and take revenge. But upon thinking about the twisted love of the cheap hero towards Freya, it would be the biggest variable in the plan. Stick Hero dismissed this idea. Moreover, Stick Hero's wives are all his toys. He doesn't want to let his toys be played by others. Then Stick Hero came up with a good idea. Ask Freya to help him disguise as a woman. Upon hearing this, Freya thought Stick Hero was up to something again. She instantly imagined numerous exciting scenes. Stick Hero's head hurt upon hearing this. It seems that the love and care he usually gives them are too much. Later, Gun Yong changed his appearance. With long hair and big eyes, he was cute to the extreme. Instantly stunned all the wives. Can't wait to have a free fight with Gun Yong in this state. Later, Freya helped Gun Yong put on a sweet to explosion makeup. I ask you, which man can resist such a man? So in the evening, Gun Yong came to the tavern where Jian Yong often hung out. His cute face directly touched Jian Yong's heart. Jian Yong used his noble status to flirt with Gun Yong. At the same time, he put a drug in the drink for Gun Yong. Gun Yong first refused his drink, playing hard to get. However, Jian Yong used a move of sleazy men to deal with Gun Yong. What are you doing? This drink is originally for you to drink. Gun Brave was caught off guard by this sudden elixir. Even he, who was resistant to drugs, fainted at this moment. When Gun Brave woke up again, he found himself tied up on the bed by Lousy Brave. Lousy Brave first drank a tonic drink for his waist and kidneys, then said he would take Gun Brave to the happiest place in the world, until she felt a huge treasure following this girl, and was immediately disgusted to the point of vomiting. Do you want to know how loving Gun Brave's revenge is? Coincidentally, 3 big guys went to have a good time with Lousy Brave. Gun Brave's revenge against Lousy Brave also officially began. When Sword Brave woke up again, he found himself unable to move. The girl directly confronted Lousy Brave that she was indeed Gun Brave. Lousy Brave was scared and at a loss. Hurriedly looked at his holy sword, intending to pick it up for defense. But although she is very close to the holy sword, but because she cannot move, she can only watch the holy sword helplessly. Gun Yong doesn't chatter with her, directly opens the curtain of the stage. Next, please welcome the protagonist on stage. The male protagonist of this performance is a group of thirsty and eager modified humans. They follow Gun Yong's orders to beat Sword Yong severely, only because Gun Yong's condition for Sword Yong is to endure until morning. And if they can complete Gun Yong's next game, Sword Yong can go home safely and continue making noodles. Gun Yong served a dish with a large amount of poppy seeds. The modified men will become extremely hungry when they smell this aroma. They might even consider beating Sword Yong as food. Gun Yong tells Sword Yong the only way she can survive is to make the modified men forget their desire for food, transforming appetite into other desires. This way, Sword Hero could support until the game ended in the morning. So Despicable Hero could only continue to be beaten by the reformed man like a punching bag. But our Stick Hero would not let her be comfortable like this, knowing that Despicable Hero's true love was Princess Fulia. Without saying a word, Stick Hero transformed into her appearance and walked up to Despicable Hero. Look at her disheveled appearance. But Despicable Hero did not want his beloved woman to see such an ugly side of him. In the end, she chose to give up her life, stopping in his tracks to let the reformed man have a hearty meal. However, she did not know. In fact, the sky had already brightened early in the morning. Stick Hero then walked outside with a smile of revenge on his face. However, Stick Hero's next target for revenge is Princess Nolan of the kingdom. Stick Hero first took the artifact ball obtained from Despicable Hero. Then, based on the characteristics of Stick Warrior, it turned into a powerful glove, so the difficulty of revenge would be greatly reduced. Stick Warrior laughed heartily while wearing the artifact. At this moment, he finally felt like a hero. Stick Warrior was so happy. Naturally, he also wanted to have fun with his wives. But on the other side, Nolan, although she had lost the powerful Che Yun, But by her side, there was also an evil eye that made Stick Warrior tremble. And Nolan had already figured out how to lure Stick Warrior out. By claiming to be here to save this city occupied by demons. By sowing discord between humans and demons. But Stick Warrior and the locals both knew that this town had long been a harmonious coexistence of humans and demons. It would be a joke for the king's army to come here. They expressed strong dissatisfaction towards Nolan and her group. However, there were actors arranged by Norin in the crowd. He was recounting the various crimes of the demon clan which ignited public outrage. Then he pretended to go on stage to attack Norin. Norin showed a terrified expression like an Oscar-winning actress. In fact, this provided a legitimate reason for the massacre that followed. Norin then unleashed a maniacal indiscriminate slaughter. Whether human or demon clan, anyone within sight, all had to die. The harmonious city instantly turned into a blood-red purgatory. The citizens were all fleeing in frenzy. Not only that, even Stick and Valor's close friend, a weapons merchant, was also killed by the knights. Stick arrived and was completely unsettled by the scene. He was determined to make Norin pay a heavy price. But now, he was about to execute the group of soldiers who had killed in front of him. Stick injected magic into the artifact. Can instantly heal no matter how many injuries. The soldiers are killed in one blow without even mentioning. Under the double buff of the death of a friend and slaughter of hometown, Stick Brave set out to seek vengeance on Norin. On the other side, in order to prevent further slaughter, Freya projected her image above the town again, told the soldiers that the demons here are not bad people. They are a kind race that can eat harmoniously together. The king's soldiers all put down their weapons when they heard this. At this time, Stick has already found Norin. However, the strong Hawkeye always blocked Stick's progress. Stick had a showdown with Hawkeye. Ended up with Stick heavily injured on the ground in the end. However, this is only because Stick did not use the artifact. Stick Brave is currently blessed by the artifact. Unless it is a fatal injury. Otherwise, this healing hero can instantly recover from injuries. And even Stick Brave now can use telekinesis without contact. The once fearsome Hawkeye, now able to kill just like stepping on ants. Noel looked panic-stricken as Stick Brave approached slowly, questioning him who he is, only to reveal a sinister smile, telling Noel, "I am your prince." Then Stick Brave punched Noel unconscious, preparing for the next revenge plan, waiting for Noel to wake up again. Already in the imprisoned basement, Stick Brave can forgive all her various crimes. The cruelty towards Sister Anna alone cannot be overlooked. But our compassionate hero Stick Brave still gave Noel a chance. Let her play a game as well. If she wins, she can leave. At this moment, Freya crawled in from outside with a dog leash on. The purpose of this game is for Norin to ignore her dog sister. Only then can it be considered a win. However, Norin usually shows extreme hostility towards Freya. But in reality, she has a strong sister complex deep down. Therefore, Freya has always kept her distance from Norin. Now there's such a good opportunity. Norin won't win this game at all. The Dream Master Stick bravely brought the two sisters back together, and erased her memory, granting her a new wife identity.